was just sharing my first Lincoln Day was Texas County.
Wow.
Over 460. And it really was just a shot in the arm because for Dave and I, like you all, have been very conserved. And then to walk into there and see so many others that are, as energized and wanting a difference. I'll tell you just a little bit about, I know you know a little bit about Dave, but I'll tell you a little bit about me and our family. And because Dave's not here, we'll talk about me. But, so for Dave, he did, in 1985, he did decide he was going to purchase a manufacturing company that makes empty plastic bottles. He's not a banker. He makes empty plastic bottles. And the name of the company was Alpha Plastics. Had 15 employees and they had 5 machines. And he did get turned down by 12 banks. So I said he wasn't a banker. It would have been nice back then, but got turned down by 12 banks because it was the era right after Jimmy Carter. Ronald Reagan had come in. If you all remember, that was 20% interest rates, the long gas lines, oil prices were crazy. I ran hostage. So the 13th bank did give him a small business loan, and he was off to pursue his dream. I met him 5 years later, and he had 17 employees and 5 machines. But he was working hard. It was still tough times, and he did tell me on the 3rd date he was going to marry me, and had a lot of things to share. His vision for Alpha, his business plan, his personal guarantees, and all of that good stuff, as we all know with businesses, to have them grow. And so together as a family, we started off. So we've been married 22 years. We have 4 children. They are 20, 19, 17, and 14, a boy and 3 girls. I always say that we did have 4 children under the age of 6 and a struggling business. I don't recommend it to my own children, but it did work for us. And we were off, working in our community, being a part of our community. And over the last 26 years for Dave, or 27, he's grown that company. He has now 9 factories, 7 in the U.S., 1 in Canada, and 1 in Europe. He does not bring the bottles back in there. It's like McDonald's. You got to get your product closer to where the customers are. So that was for him, opening up factories across the country. And he has now over 800 people that work with him. And it's not for him, but with him. My background is in education. I got my master's in special ed. My mom was a special ed teacher for 38 years. And I did stay at home with the kids for a while. And 6 years ago, I was asked to come down to an inner city high school on our south side of St. Louis City. And many of you might know that St. Louis is the 3rd most violent city in our country. We have 1 in 6 Missourians on food stamps. And we have all of those issues that for Dave and I, we have seen across our state. A lot of Missouri families hurting. So I went down to visit the principal. You can imagine when I showed up, he was wondering what could she do, how could she help. He had taken over the previous year. He was the 4th principal in 6 weeks. And there were 39 known gangs in the school at the time, and attendance was at 65%. So I visited. He had stabilized the school. He said, let me know what you can do. And for Dave and I came home and I was telling him, this isn't someone else's problem. This isn't someone else's community. It's ours. This is our state. Dave is 7th generation Missourian, and I'm a 3rd generation Missourian. So we're very, very proud to be from this state. So I called him back up and I said, I want to meet your teachers. I want to meet your students. So I decided I need to come to your cafeteria. So 6 years ago, this past September, I came in. I brought 10 full sheet cakes because I knew if I had food, they'd come and talk to me. And what I really told the principal is that I wanted to celebrate the kids' birthdays. So I served up 800 pieces of cake because I knew they'd all tell me it was their birthday that month, and started a relationship. So for the last 6 years, every single month of every single year, I've come down and served up cake. And six months into it, you can imagine I'm coming in the back door.